Hi guys! So today I will be showing you guys my everyday makeup routine, and this video took forever for me to film. That's because if you know me, if you follow me on social media, you know that I love to change my makeup every day. For me, it's my stress reliever and my me time. So what I did instead was film this makeup look that is the makeup look I do when I don't have time to think of something creative for my makeup for the day, but I know that this look will never fail me, will go with all my outfits, and can take me from day to night easily. Aside from that, I'm gonna show you guys how I cover up my acne scars, because I do have a few, and how you really don't need to wear foundation every day if you just learn the proper techniques to spot concealing. So yeah, if you guys wanna know how I achieve my quick, everyday, no foundation makeup look, then please keep on watching. So I mastered this routine wherein I don't use any foundation at all. I just make the most out of my full coverage concealers. I'm going to show you guys how I make these disappear. So the first thing I do is I take a concealer, and my favorite is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Ginger. Sometimes I use the shade Custard, but I find that Ginger has this kind of orangey tone to it, which is why I like it, because it cancels out my dark circles. So what I do is I just apply right there in the darkest area. When I'm doing a full coverage look, I usually make the inverted triangle to really brighten that area. But I find that when I'm doing this no foundation routine, the way to make your concealer undetectable is just to really keep it in the areas you need it in, so that it's not weird and obvious when you have parts of your skin that don't have any makeup at all. So keeping it like to a minimal, to really just where it's necessary, will really help in achieving this like I just have really great skin look. And then at this point, I take either my ring fingers or a baby beauty blender, and what I do is I just pat it on. So that does a good job of already concealing my darkness. And then just to brighten it ever so slightly, my favorite is the Kevyn Sensual Skin Enhancer. It's just very, very opaque. That's why it works well. So I just take the tiniest amount, and I'm using a Laura Mercier, the brush name has wiped off, but it's one of their concealer brushes. And here in the darkest part of my under eye, I apply just a little bit of that. Then I blend it in. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same brush with the same Kevyn concealer. And you can use any full coverage concealer that you like. But for me, I really like the Kevyn one because it's full coverage but it's creamy. So that normally these pimple scars can be a little dry sometimes. So if I'm putting this over it, it won't become flaky or it won't stick to the dryness, but at the same time, it doesn't really move around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the point of this brush, and this pimple right here, it's healed, but it's not fully flat yet, but that's okay. We all get breakouts, so I just accept it and just cover it as much as I can. So you're gonna place the concealer there. I'll zoom you guys in a bit. Place the concealer there, and you see I have like 3 here. Then, you're gonna take a dense kind of dome-shaped brush. This is the Zoeva 223 Petite Eye Blender. What you're gonna do is just blend the concealer around the blemish, so that at the very center of the blemish, you're not really moving the concealer around. It's just the area around it that you're blending. And use a very, very, very light hand for this. And do you see them disappearing? Sometimes you need to go over the spot like one more time, but that's fine. And then for that really red one here, same thing. So for this kind of precision concealing, I really recommend using brushes. And I just have like a few light scars in my forehead. I'll just go over them quickly. And I have 2 here. And sometimes what I'll do is, whatever concealer I have left, I'll just put the leftover here around my nose because I get red there. And you can just use your finger or your beauty blender to blend this area. So as you can see, I concealed any visible redness, and the scars that I had here are gone. And I'm really okay with this coverage. I know some people would prefer more full coverage. Again, that's fine. But for those of you who just want to pull off like wearing the least amount of makeup possible, then this is how I do it. So I'm going to set my base a little later on. The next thing I'm going to do is do my brows. So what I've been enjoying is the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder, and it looks like this. And you can see this brow shaped pan. It's cute. It's divided into two, a lighter and darker, so that you can kind of create a gradient. Then the brush it comes with already has a spoolie, so you just connect it like that. So I'm just gonna brush my brows up, take the lighter shade, and the only part I'm really gonna concentrate this powder on is here at the start, because I like my brows fuller there. But I'm gonna make sure I always blend it with the spoolie. And whatever's left on the applicator, I don't reload it anymore. I just lightly sweep it on the center part. So as you can see, that gave my brows a bit more definition, but you can still definitely see the individual hairs, and it's not too obvious that I filled them in. Then I'll just do the same for the other brow. So after that, the next thing I apply to the tail of my brows is Glossier Boy Brow. And this is in the shade brown. What I do is remove most of the product on the wand up here. And I only apply this from the center part of my brow to the tail, because I really don't want to add color to the beginning part of my brow anymore. And then for the beginning part of my brows, I just use my favorite Benefit Ready Set Brow. And I use this because I really love it when all the hairs and the start of my brow are standing up. So I'm gonna show you guys. So you see the difference. So here are my natural and bushy looking brows. And then, as a general rule of thumb, you want to do all your cream products first before you set with the powders. So before that, I'm going to be doing my contouring. And my favorite contour and highlight at the moment is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. It's the easiest thing to blend, and the way it melts into your skin is the most beautiful thing ever. So I'm just going to take the highlight on my finger. So this is the cream highlight. Look at that. Your skin just looks like glass. That's how shiny it is. It's so nice. So I just put that the high points. I'm gonna take the contour shade. I just use my finger and I make a line like this. And I usually stop by the outer corner of my eye. So then I take a 3D HD Kabuki brush by Sigma. And you can also use any flat foundation brush. And then I just pat this over the contour, and it does the work for me. And I put some here. And the way this product melts into the skin is unbelievable. It just looks so real and so pretty. And then whatever is left on the brush, I blend it into my jawline a bit. It's the most subtle contour ever. It just looks like it's a part of your skin. So as for the parts where we kind of erase the concealer off a bit, no biggie, just go over them again lightly, and they're gone again. And lastly, for the cream products, I've recently been so into cream blush, and my current favorite combination is the Glossier Cloud Paint, and sometimes I mix this in with the Victoria Beckham for Estee Lauder Chic Cream, and this is in the shade Blonde Mink. I think they only came out with one shade actually. So I just take the tiniest amount of cloud paint. So I just take that with my finger and tap that here Sometimes I'll go closer to my nose, or sometimes I'll keep it further away. And then I'll put a little bit here on the bridge of my nose because I like to look a bit sun-kissed. And again, just tap lightly so you're not really removing any of the concealer work you did. And then I take the Victoria Beckham one, which is a bit of a brighter orangey shade, and I put that just right here. And this will give like a more intense pop of color on my cheeks. And I just, again, put some in the center of my nose. So now that we're done with all the cream products on my face, it's time to set everything. For looks like these, where I like to look like I'm not wearing makeup and I want the powder to be undetectable, I have two favorites. The first one is the La Mer translucent powder. This one's amazing. It looks like this. And this one is a loose powder. It's by RMS Beauty. It's called the On Powder. And these look like nothing on your skin. Like, it doesn't add texture, but it sets your makeup and it gets rid of any shine without making your skin look like it's dry or dehydrated, or without even emphasizing any fine lines you may have. So today I'll be using the La Mer one, and I load up the sponge. Then I'll just lightly pat that, and then I'll pat on my blemish. And we need to set this area because there were a lot of blemishes there. And just a bit on my forehead. And that's usually the most powder I'll apply because I really like keeping my skin looking luminous, and I like having my natural oils come through. I just think it looks better, especially throughout the day. So we're almost done. And the next step is an eyelash curler and mascara. My favorite eyelash curler at the moment is the Shisheido one. And my all-time favorite mascara is the Heroine Mink. This is a Japanese brand, and it's just so good. It is the most waterproof and the most long-lasting formula, and it really keeps my curl up the whole day. So I'm going to teach you guys my mascara trick. So now I'm just going to curl my lashes. So I'm going to apply a lot of mascara. So I wait for my mascara to dry a bit, and while I'm doing that, that's when I pop on my lip color. And normally my lip color is what varies the most from a day-to-day basis. Today I think I'll go for this BLK Cosmetics Lippy. And I love this shade. It's called Chic. It's a really nice everyday nudie brown. And once I've applied it, I smudge the edges out a bit with my pinky. And I just find that it looks softer and more natural. And I just like the way it looks. I don't like the crisp, clean line all the time. I'm weird. So once I've applied my lippy, here's my mascara trick. I'll zoom you guys in. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take my eyelash curler and curl my lashes once the mascara is dry. I know some people say you shouldn't do this because it's bad for your lashes, but I've never had a bad experience with it. I just don't do it on clients because I'm scared, but on myself, I do it all the time. And you can just see that made the lashes on this side stand so nicely. Do it to the other side. And that just really opens up my eyes so much. So that is it, guys, for my everyday, no foundation, still very natural, quick makeup routine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as usual, feel free to ask any questions. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.